Watching a TikTok this morning about how a lot of men like her and, like her stories and send her DMs, but don't actually ever put in real effort in like making a date or anything like that. And I'm like, this sounds so familiar. I definitely experienced this. I just feel like we live in such a weird time. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I think half of my friend group was crying this weekend about the lack of effort that was given on Valentine's Day, and I'm just like, is dating a lost art? Like, what the hell is going on? And this TikTok brought me peace because I'm like, oh, I guess me and my friend group are not the only ones. Mind you, my friends are like supermodel pretty, and I am shook that a man does not treat them like a princess. They're all very sweet, very kind girls, not bratty, really just good women, and I just don't get it. But I also just give up on dating, so here we are.
Why does it even matter that men aren't chasing women? They're not doing this over the top stuff. All of these women are single. Why does it matter if you're good? See, what they really want is humiliation rituals, and guys woke up to the game. They're hip to it. They're not going for it. But now they need simps to hit the game winner, the buzzer beater. It's 3 seconds left on the clock. We need the simps to pull up and show out for us. It's not going down. If your friends are so great, why don't you go date them? You don't want to do that. You want to get on camera talking about what's wrong with men. Men don't want to participate in the humiliation rituals. Why does a man have to go over the top to get next to you, to get to know you, to just hang out with you, to chill with you, to link up with you? Make it happen. Let's get the next one.
I'm currently struggling with the fact that I am alone. I'm a 31-year-old single woman, and there are no men lining outside my door to give me all their money and kiss my feet. Every time this happens and I get sad and I feel lonely, I go in the bathroom, I look in the mirror, and then I grab the hammer under the sink and I bash myself in the head and remind myself that a man's only gonna ruin my life. A man's only gonna add complication to my life. They're not gonna add anything good. And then I say my affirmations. And then I go and I get in my king-size bed all by myself. I pop a Spice Cube. I take out my zzz boyfriend. And I blast myself into space. So if you're a lone girl, it's gonna be okay.
She said, men are gonna do nothing but ruin your life. And I think it's actually reverse. The men that you're used to dealing with, yeah, they're the type to ruin your life. And the men that you're not used to dealing with, the productive men, the stand-up men, right? The guys with sense, they're not willing to risk it and, mess up their life for you. That's how it's really going. That's how it's really going, man. And once again, hey, let's meet up and grab a cup of coffee. Hey, let's do this. Yeah, fine. Plenty of guys are willing to do that. So it's not hard to find a guy out here. It's really not. But they want guys to participate in this nonsense, this silly, goofy game of going back and forth, trying to impress them. Well, why do I need to impress you? Why do I need to impress you? Let's go over what they ask for in men, right? They want a guy who's stable in his career. They want a guy who's masculine. And if he's not going to be tall, he has to be masculine looking. So if you're asking for a stand-up, put-together guy, why is it that you guys are always acting as if you're the prize? Why? And I'm gonna tell you something. When they go and lower their standards, this is exactly what happens. Watch this.
Okay, I'm gonna try to say this briefly, but y'all need to stop thinking you're ugly just because dudes who you don't find physically attractive approach you. Like, you don't know the mindset of that man. He probably has a nice job, a provider mindset, and he's seen a beautiful woman and he's like, oh my gosh, let me approach her. You don't know. Like, you're probably at baddie whole time. Like, you're a beautiful woman. Different types of men are going to approach you. Like, it's inevitable. Like, I had a dude literally approach me, literally said to me, I pay bills, gave me his whole resume, like letting me know he was a provider and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And he wasn't the most attractive to me. In my opinion, he wasn't the most attractive, but he was a provider, and that was really attractive. And I need y'all ladies to stop. And I didn't feel no type of way that he came up to me, and that like shifted my mindset, because I'm like, I'm running out of time. But yeah.
See, provider men are looked at as losers. When they think you're ugly and you're not attractive like that, they think you're a loser. And that's why they give you a chance, because they know you're about to provide them a bunch of stuff that they don't deserve. I saw a comment not too long ago that touched on that too, and it was like, oh, you know, they never speak about how the provider men get taken advantage of the most. The provider men get treated bad, bro. They get treated like gum underneath their shoe. Exactly. So they look at you and say, oh, he wants to come in and do this, that, and the third. Yeah, I'll let his stupid ass. Why not? He thinks I'm the best thing ever because I'm high and he's not. This is why I tell guys, don't ever fall off. Don't become complacent. Don't become stagnant. Do not get fat, because this is how they look at you. Absolutely not. Not going. That's why in the summertime, bro, you need to be sweating chicks. They be double taking, looking and shit. You're all vascular and you're just minding your business. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why they do all of that shit is because it's not common. I will never have a woman look at me like I'm some type of slouch. I don't care if I have money, don't have money. She's not looking at me like that. Doesn't matter how much I got in my bank account, because I look like $1 million. Don't ever, I'm telling you right now, that's why I instruct guys, if she's not willing to, you know, if you want to kiss her on a second date, she don't want to kiss you, stop talking to her, because she doesn't view you as desirable. See, women know when they want a guy, they're not willing to mess it up. They're willing to tell you what they will and won't do because they don't care about messing it up. I'm not dealing with those type of women. I'm dealing with women who like me, for me. And I get it. You know, we should all make money. We should all have our own place, our own car. I got all of that. So no, we don't have to do that. No interview process. What's up? What's up? Keep your sale of purity. I do not care about all of that stuff. You don't got to lie to me about who you've been with. What's up? Show me you're really interested in me. If not, I'm going to assume you one of these. You're looking at me like this. I don't like that. I don't view myself like that. Bye. Get going. Get lost. And let's get into the next one.
I've been single for so long. Standards have gotten so high that I'm like, I'd rather just stay single for the rest of my life than to be stuck with a bum or somebody who just makes my life more stressful. In the past, I've always found myself dating or like talking to guys that I'm really not that interested in. Common theme and all that is I'm not attracted to them. Usually it's like we have a really good friendship and I want to like them and they treat me good, everything's good, but it usually comes down to is I'm not attracted to them. So as of recently, I've decided, you know what, I need to break this cycle. I don't know why people are so hard on girls. They're like, oh my gosh, you only are concerned with looks. But they will never say that to the guy. Like, if you think about it, a guy will never settle for a girl they don't think is the most beautiful girl. It's all about looks for them, and then they look at personality second. And that is almost true for most guys. Anyways, whenever a girl is like picky about that, they're like, well, it's the personality that matters. And I'm like, yes, of course, but baseline, I need to be attracted to this man. It started to become a thing where I'm known to date or talk to ugly guys. And I'm not saying every single one was ugly, but 9 times out of 10, they weren't my type, and I didn't really find them attractive. There's a common denominator for these relationships failing now, and I need to fix this. Next guy I date, I have to think he's attractive, and he might not have to be like model 10 out of 10, but like in my eyes, I need to think he's like super attractive, super cute, plus all the personality, the good stuff. Like, I can find my future boyfriend attractive and be proud to be like, yeah, that's my boyfriend, not like, okay, he looks a little rough in that photo, but he has a really nice personality. No, I don't want that. I want to be like, yes, and he's so cute, and he's so nice, he's so funny, blah, 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 you know? Because we can do it all, ladies, we can do it all.
But I thought, once again, I'm going to say this all the time, you're going to be like, damn, he said this in another video. I thought the best relationships start out as friends. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. He can grow on you. It's more about his personality. The reason why I always say that and repeat that is because they're the biggest people who talk that nonsense, that jargon, that BS. We don't talk like that. Men, we don't talk like that. She got a fat ass. Yeah, I'll hit. She look good. Hell no. Yo, I need you to take one for the team. We're always so like direct with this. They're the only ones that are all over the place, and it's nonsense. No. And the reason why they go for guys that they're not attracted to is because they know they could control the situation. But it's a humiliation ritual. It really is, because you got to constantly keep performing and performing and performing. Now, is this all women? No. You know, most women are going to come on here, I like a medium ugly guy, I like a husky guy, or whatever. But what I'm telling guys is, don't get caught slipping out here, bro. When you're in the gym, right, and you putting in work and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, God damn, you ever shock yourself sometimes when you're about to get in your car and you see your reflection? You get up every morning, you go to the bathroom with your shirt off and you're like, that's fucking right. That's how you should feel. Women cannot be out here. Listen, bro, if this is how you want to live, I'm not pressuring anybody into doing stuff that they don't want to do. But I'm just saying, I think a man should look manly. And a woman cannot look at a dude. And half of when they're saying you're ugly, right? It's not like guys think it's like sharp jawline and all of that. No, you're not put together well. You got to have the grooming on point, beard, haircut, fresh. All the time, bro. Get clippers in between the weeks where you don't go to the barbershop. Body in shape. In shape. And I don't mean, and a lot of guys get it confused, I don't mean just in shape. I mean impressive. Impressive. Good sense of fashion. And none of this is for women. But all I'm saying is, when you do it for yourself, you see women checking for you. And you ain't even willing to be bothered. You're just doing your own thing. You go to a grocery store. You go anywhere. You're just minding your business. Women looking at you. Women start flirting with you, start being extra talkative with you and stuff. No, I'm good. That's how it should be. Then you start understanding who really is the prize. I date ugly men. The hell would you do that for? And then you hear how she talks about them. This is what they really think when they view themselves as better than you. But men ain't going for the humiliation ritual. Plenty of dudes I got on coaching calls with in the gym got on their game, dropped a bunch of weight, and now they see it's night and day.